Justin Jefferson's back this week.
What?
Justin Jefferson's not on bye next week.
So?
So I need to get my Griddy fucking shoes ready.
You have shoes specifically for the Griddy?
I bought a new pair, dude, and I can't do them in my old shoes.
How about what's going on with the James Robinson, Travis Etienne situation? JRob had no injury designation going into the weekend. He gets not a single carry. He gets one target, and after the game, Doug Pearson says he has knee soreness. What are you thinking here? After Etienne playing 80% of snaps, 14 carries, and 5 targets.
Be real nice to know, Doug, before the game. No, I don't know. I didn't really have any James Robinson, but I'd love to see ETN out there. I figured he was going to be taking over some workload, but it was kind of out of the blue. We've just been waiting for it and talking about it. And
yeah, he's our new Breece Hall. Sad. We could just have them both and Kenny Walker and all the changing of the guard at running back. I like to call it, dude. All these good young
really
running backs.
feels like that's happening right now.
But Saquon, he's kind of in the middle, you know? Because he might be 25, but it just feels like Saquon still got something left, some specialness left.
He hasn't ran a lot. He's missed time. Like he missed a whole year. He's
going to be that running back that's 27. He's going to be that 27-year-old running back still putting up points for sure. I think he's still got like 3 seasons of fantasy relevance left, I think. But anyway, let's stick to this season. Not too much dynasty talk. We're going to have a whole ass off season of that, you know?
Absolutely.
So Saquon, 24 carries for Saquon, 110 yards, 4 targets, 4 catches, a modest 17-point game. I just think it's another day at the office for Saquon, stacking the fantasy points, you know? You start him, and that's what you hope for. Something like this. He could go for 30, but you're happy with 18, right?
I'll take 18 from him every week.
Yes, sir. How about your boy Christian Kirk? Looking good.
Looking good. 17 points.
10 targets. Back on the fucking Kirk train? Well, you never left, but should everyone else be on it with you still?
You climb aboard. I am mad at myself that I played DK Metcalf and Cortland Sutton over Christian Kirk. I made a mistake. Christian Kirk is an alpha.
Never leaving my lineup again. No, I'm just kidding.
I would have lost by 0.4 points still had I made that move.
So it might just be better to lose by 10 or whatever, you know? How about Wandale with 8 targets all early, and then he had that little bit of an injury, and then he came back and played, but he had a lot of targets early in the game. Who knows how many targets he could have if he didn't.
69% snaps, and he got 8 targets.
Yeah.
It's huge.
He's building on something, you know? 23% snaps, 4 targets, 69% snaps, 8 targets. I like to see it. Seattle next week, you can maybe even flex him in deep leagues. I wouldn't be super excited about it, but
I feel good about it.
Yeah, not bad with 8 targets. It's all about, man, volume is king in fantasy. How about the 2 Joneses on the other side? Any interest or any other receiver for the Giants?
I like Zay Jones a little bit. I mean,
they get targets.
They both get about 10 targets, so it's pretty much your preference. If you like one of them, I could see starting either of them.
Deep league starts, yeah, flexes.
Yeah, they're nice to have.
But I think it's Wandale and no one else. Slayton caught a touchdown, but
I don't feel good about Slayton whatsoever.
Well, okay. What about Bellinger? Didn't look great. He got eye. He's out indefinitely. Oh my God, fractured eye socket. Oh, this is the first I'm reading of it. An hour ago, this came out.
Wow.
I saw he got raked in the eye. I didn't realize how horrible. He was playing so much, man. That is. I just traded for Daniel Bellinger. Oh well. So it's just totally unknown at this point. We can't even speculate on the Giants tight end. So Evan Ingram, I feel like is a start right now. Keep starting him. Next week against Denver, you can probably start him with the way tight ends is. He's playing 80-ish% of snaps, and he's getting 5 to 10 targets every game. So.
If you don't have an elite one, there's 15 tight ends that you can start, and Evan Ingram
he's towards the top of
closer to the top than the bottom.
Yeah, he's top end, top half. All right, so next we got Indy and Tennessee. Matt Ryan got benched today, so that's something. He didn't look too horrible. 33 of 44, 243 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions though. I didn't watch any of this game.
He threw 2 bad interceptions.
It's just
One was a pick
horrible.
6 for like 70-something yards.
I do remember that now. I saw that on Red Zone. Ryan Tannehill, oof, dude. Oh my God, this game.
I think he threw them both in the second quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
Thank God we didn't watch this game. Hey, the running game looked good, though. Derrick Henry, 30 carries, 128 yards. Pretty good. Jonathan Taylor, 10 carries, 58 yards. 8 targets for 27 yards, Jonathan Taylor. But that could all change, you know? Looking at all this passing stuff for the Colts could all be different with a new quarterback, so that's kind of rough.
I would like to see another quarterback with 44 attempts. I bet you it's more exciting than 240 yards. I think that's what they're also hoping.
They're going to run the ball more, I bet. With the young kid at quarterback, right?
Maybe.
He's a starter for the rest of the season. Maybe they are just going to fling it. Who knows? So, what do you think in Paris Campbell? 12 targets? Like, is that going to keep on keeping on, or?
That is one thing that I will be worried about. Matt Ryan seemed to love Paris Campbell. I don't know much about this Sam.
He didn't until the end, though. He didn't love Paris Campbell till the last 2 weeks, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I would sell Paris Campbell
if you can.
If I could get anything for him.
If he's on the waiver wire, which, I mean, he's 10% rostered in Sleeper, so he's definitely worth a speculative ad at this point, especially if the offense is trying to get him involved and it's not a Matt Ryan thing, really, you know? Like, maybe, because he's been playing 80%-ish of snaps, and maybe they're like, dude, throw the ball to Paris Campbell, and then he did. And now he's, you know, who knows? Or maybe they're like, don't throw, who knows? We have no clue. That's the problem. Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman, right?
Yeah. Paris Campbell is rostered in 10% of leagues, but started in 4%. That's kind of funny to me.
Yeah, those are the deep leagues where you have to play him.
Yeah, I thought he'd be rostered in a little bit more, but I guess he's only had 2 weeks this season.
And then the other side, I don't think there's anything receiving-wise to play. I think it's Derrick Henry. This game is
30 carries.
There's 3 fantasy-relevant players in this game. Like, really good fantasy players, I'd say.
And
Jonathan Taylor,
tight ends.
Derrick Henry, Michael Pittman. Like, I want to say Pearson and Campbell, but you just can't. You can't speculate enough to start him, you know? I loved Pierce as a starter this week because of what Paris Campbell did, but Paris Campbell got all the volume. You know what I mean? Like, if Pierce got that volume, I would look like a genius, but instead 4 targets for Pierce and 12 for Campbell, so. Oh, well.
I would want to trade Campbell for Pierce if I could. I believe that Pierce is going to have a better rest of the season than Campbell.
All right, let's just get out of this game and move on. Green Bay and Washington, 23-21. Really close game. Taylor Heineke, he seems to pretty consistently, I know last week you were saying this too, but he seems pretty consistently decent for Terry McLaurin. I just remember they went to the playoffs one year because of Taylor Heineke, and he threw a long touchdown to Terry, and they did their whole little chop up after the game. That's all I remember of it, though, to be honest. So.
Yeah, Terry led the game. Him and Curtis Samuel both had 8 targets.
Kills me to bench Terry and him to go for 18. It just hurts me somewhere. It's like you benching DK and him going for 20.
Yeah.
But he's in there now.
In a couple leagues as well.
Next week with Heineke, it looks like he might be better for Terry anyways. 20 or 33, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not too shabby. Antonio Gibson, how about that? 10 carries, 4 targets for Gibby.
Yeah.
They ran the ball
20 carries for Brian Robinson.
31 times. 31 carries for the running backs.
Is it going to be like a Tony Pollard Zeke situation between Gibson and Robinson, but like a lower tier of feeling comfortable?
I think if Gibson's playing the third down role, he's going to be pretty valuable. If Brian Robinson takes the between the tackles carries that Gibson wasn't the greatest with anyways, and Gibson can play more of the throw me the ball and get me the ball in space role on third down to try, you know what I mean? Like, that could be actually really good for Antonio Gibson.
Really good for both of them, too. Brian Robinson,
they could both be fantasy relevant.
Yeah.
I don't think Brian Robinson is going to be amazing for fantasy, but if he scores a touchdown, he'll get you 15 to 20, and if he doesn't, he'll get you 10, you know?
Yep, if he gets a touchdown and Gibson doesn't, that's but Gibson's upside with the
they both have like 7 to 20 points, you know?
Yep. It's about the same thing.
On the other side, I think A.J. Dillon might just be dead right now. I don't think you can start A.J. Dillon, dude.
No.
It's bad. 4 carries.
Progressively.
Aaron Jones took over. 10 targets and 8 carries for Aaron Jones. 2 touchdowns through the air. And their receiving core was not great to begin with, and it is so beat up right now. With Allen Lazard with the shoulder injury. Dobbs goosed ya. Still no Christian Watson. Sammy Watkins is back, but do you really want to play Sammy Watkins? Amari Rodgers put 3 targets somehow? Like, I don't know. Help me.
Oh, it's bad over there. You're starting Aaron Jones and getting the hell out of Dodge until some stability comes back there.
If by Sunday there could be a chance that I'm starting one of these Packers receivers, but as of right now with all the uncertainty, I agree with you. But if Allen Lazard isn't that hurt, and it looks like he's going to play,
he's their number one again,
he's worth it. Because 7 targets and he missed it. I mean, let's look at the snap share real quick here. 59% snap share. He's been playing 80 tonight. He would have played 100% of snaps pretty much. 97, 94, 96.
He would have had like 13 targets. 12 targets,
exactly. And he had 11.5, and he left early in the third quarter. So if Allen Lazard's healthy, he's a star. I want to say Dobbs, but man, Goosen is just rough, man. So on the other side, Curtis, I know Terry, obviously, we already went through, but what about Curtis Samuel? Another 8-target day for Curtis Samuel. They are consistently trying to get him involved, so.
Yeah, I feel way more comfortable with Terry, obviously. Curtis Samuel's still a startable piece.